I'm not the man I used to be. I remember like 30 years ago arguing with friends of mine about why food aid to Africa wasn't helpful. Because if there wasn't food, then people should just be allowed to die. And it's astonishing to think now about how callous I was and how selfish I was. Not the man I was 25 years ago, and I remember my whole life was about what had I achieved and could I make the woman that I was with happy. And yet this was always elusive. I could never be content. I'm not the guy I was even 15 years ago, and by then I knew Jesus, but I still had anchored my life and my sense of significance and my sense of purpose around, were people following me, were they happy with me, and was I succeeding? I'm a different guy. It happened because, and I don't get credit for this, but I kept on seeking Jesus. I kept on opening the Bible and reading and listening, and I kept on praying, and I shared life and conversation with others. There were always a few guys, there was always a small community of people, and we just talk about life, and we talk about what did we hear Jesus saying to us, and what were we trying to learn, and how was that going? And I was changed, I was discipled by then. I had a mentor, I had these closest friends, I had this community of people, a few couples, a few people. And as I tried to then influence others and help them discover Jesus, help them to grow in who they are, Jesus also changed me through that. We gathered with one another as friends and what became family, really. I remember being influenced by it. There's different faces come to mind as I think of them. These were people who were trying to grow, and I would hear about their struggles, and I'd hear about what they thought Jesus wanted them to do or what he could do in their lives. And either things were going really well or they were wondering why it wasn't going better. And I was learning from that. Coming out of that story in my 20s, of my whole significance was based on whether or not I could achieve something, whether or not I could succeed. I naturally wondered, well, was I good at anything? Or what was I good at? And it was these people that I was journeying together with as we were following Jesus. These are the people who I knew me best. They'd be honest with me. And whenever they said, hey, you're good at that, then that's what mattered most to me. And so I gave. I gave from what God had given me, abilities I had, passions I had, things that he had developed in me, and I gave because that was affirmed by these other people around me. And then more and more, I'd say, I'm not who I was. I'm not the same guy I was, because what matters to me now is so different from what used to matter to me. So as I look out at my neighbors, and as I look at my daughters, and I look at my wife, what matters to me is more and more I see what matters to Jesus.